Hi everyone, and welcome back to another lesson for beginners with a beginner. I'm Roman, who doesn't know, who already knows me. That's amazing. Welcome back to another lesson. And today we are learning the new song, Talking About the Revolution. And it's a great song to learn. What we're going to cover today is the chords progression, strumming patterns, because there are a few strumming patterns, and the chords. There is a small cheat code. So let's start with the chords, okay? With the simple chords, the G, C, E minor, and D. Then we move on to the cheat code chords, because it's going to help us with the chord progression, because as a beginner I can tell you, moving from, let's say, from C or from G to C, well, C is my challenging chord, but there is a cheat code for this song, so stay with me. So the G chord, we go into the 3rd fret with the 3rd finger in the lowest string. The 1st finger goes on the 2nd fret, 2nd string from the top, and the 3rd finger goes to the 3rd fret, 1st string, and we're playing it from the top. Then we're moving to the C chord. C chord, 1st fret, 2nd string from the bottom, 2nd finger goes to the 2nd fret, 3rd string from the top, and the 3rd finger goes to the 3rd fret, 2nd string from the top. Now you understand why is it challenging. First of all, it's not only about the position, it's about the wrist. For beginners, especially like me, I'm still not stretched enough, not experienced enough, you know. But this is the C chord. See, I'm still missing somewhere. So this is our C chord, okay? Moving to the E minor chord. Basically, this is one of the easiest chords because we only need 2 fingers. So there are some people, it depends which songs you play, because the way you change the chords, the position, the progression of the chords can change. So first of all, you can play, it's on the 2nd fret, the 2nd string and the 3rd string from the top. So it's either you're playing the 2nd finger on the 2nd string and the 3rd finger on the 3rd string from the top, or if there is there is a song that you are moving from E minor to C, so you can actually play with the 1st finger on the 2nd string from the top and the 3rd finger on the 3rd. Sounds the same. However, moving to C is quite easier, because we're moving just, there is the anchor, it stays as an anchor, okay? And also to A minor, it's easier, okay? So basically you can move it to the A minor. And we have the D chord. The D chord, 2nd fret, 1st finger, 3rd string from the bottom, and then 2nd finger goes to the last string from the bottom, and the 3rd finger goes on the 3rd fret, 2nd finger, 2nd string from the bottom. And we're playing just those ones. Okay, the progression of the song is like that: G, C, E minor, D throughout the entire song. However, since there is a lot of changes that we can see and we're still beginners, there is a cheat code, okay? So let's learn it. Now we're going to have anchor fingers. Both fingers, the 4th finger and the 3rd finger, are going to be our anchor fingers for the 4 chords that we're going to play. It's going to help us because of the strumming pattern, because the strumming pattern is only 2 beats on each chord. Now, what we're going to do is going to go to our 3rd fret, the fourth finger goes to the lowest string, the third finger goes to the string above it, so the second finger from the top, and then let's go with the G. So the G is basically we're putting the first finger on the second string from the top on the second fret, and the second finger goes on the third fret, first string, and this is our G chord. Okay, now as I mentioned, those two are staying as an anchor, and from G we're moving to C. So if the G chord was like that, we're just moving one string down, which means the first finger goes to the second fret, third from the top, and the second finger goes to the third fret, second string from the top. So this is our C chord. Sounds a bit different, even I can hear it. So we're moving from G to C. Okay, very easy. Now we go in G, C, E minor. How we play the E minor? The E minor, we still leave the anchor fingers down. We're putting our first finger, as we're playing the E chord, as I showed you previously, we just put it over here. Imagine you play the E minor like that, second fret, second and the third string. It's just you're adding those two. Okay, so we're playing. This is our E minor chord. And then from E minor, we're moving to D. We're still leaving the anchor fingers out there. And what we do is that we're just taking the first finger, okay? If it was here from the E minor, we put it on the third string from the bottom. And we're playing the D. Okay, let's do a quick recap. So the G chord, the C chord, the E minor chord, and the D chord. So now this is all of our chords: G, C, E minor, and D with the anchor fingers. So it's quite easy. G, C, E minor, and D. Now let's move on to the challenging part. Okay, as I mentioned, it's 2 beats. So what does it mean? So basically what it means that every 2 strums we are changing the chord. So changing the chord is happening on the the first strum. Let's start with the first strum. So the strumming pattern, the first one is down, down, up, okay? Then down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. No, so. Okay, this is our first strumming pattern. Okay, now what we need to do is basically change when we're hitting. So we're doing down, so the G chord, we're doing down, down, Okay, this is our first strumming pattern. Now, the second strumming pattern is basically like that. I'm reading it as well. So, we're staying on the anchor chord, and I think this is, today we will invest a bit in understanding both. I will try. So we're going to down, down, up, okay? Then down, we leave the down, we're doing up, and then we're going again. And then down. Yeah, so the idea is quite, you know, the strumming is the challenging part sometimes. Once you get into the chords, you understand the chords, it's good. But the idea is to get fluent with that, fluent. I'm not fluent, I'm still stressed a bit. So let's go and just try practicing the normal strumming pattern, because we are complete beginners. We're not there yet. So what we're going to do is that we're going to do down, down, up. And on the up, we're going to change the chord. So down.